Imagine you're sitting in your favorite armchair, the evening sun casting gentle shadows, and the words on the page of a beloved novel begin to melt into a hazy blur. You reach for the glasses, but the glasses only help a little. It feels like the world is slipping away, one glance at a time. You may think that age-related vision loss is inevitable, but what if I told you that the very drink you cradle in your hands before bedtime could be turning back that tide while you sleep? Stay with me for the next 15 minutes and you'll discover a single bedtime brew that scientists now link to retinal repair. Watch till the end, your eyes will thank you. When my mother turned 78, she whispered that reading her favorite poetry became a struggle, that the letters seemed to dance and fade. I watched her frustration and I felt a deep responsibility to find a solution that didn't rely on costly surgeries or endless eye drops. Decades of ophthalmic research combined with recent clinical trials point to a simple, natural solution that works while you rest. In this video, we will explore why vision deteriorates in seniors, the 3 key nutrients your retina craves, the exact bedtime drink recipe, and how to weave it into a nightly habit. Let's first understand what is really happening to our eyes as we age. If you're ready to protect your sight, give this video a like now. It signals to the algorithm that this information matters to you. Over 60% of adults over 65 experience measurable decline in contrast sensitivity. Inside the retina, tiny cells called photoreceptors are constantly bombarded by blue light and free radicals. With age, the natural antioxidant shield weakens, leading to oxidative stress and eventually cell loss. But why does a cup of tea before bed matter? The answer lies in 3 powerhouse nutrients that directly feed those retinal cells while you sleep. Nutrient number 1 is lutein and zeaxanthin. Leafy greens, especially kale, spinach, and Swiss chard, are the richest natural sources of these carotenoids. They accumulate in the macula, acting like a natural sunshade that filters harmful blue light and reduces chronic inflammation in the retina. Aim for 1 cup of lightly steamed kale 30 minutes before bedtime and add a splash of olive oil to boost absorption. The oil acts as a carrier, allowing the carotenoids to dissolve and reach the retinal tissue more efficiently. Try it tonight and notice how the colors of the sunset feel a little richer. Nutrient number 2 is omega-3 fatty acids, particularly the long-chain type known as docosahexaenoic acid. Fatty fish such as salmon, sardines, and mackerel provide the highest concentrations, but for those who prefer a plant-based option, algae-derived supplements work just as well. DHA is a structural component of the photoreceptor membranes, and it helps maintain fluidity, which is essential for the rapid signal transmission that underlies clear vision. A half cup of cooked salmon or a teaspoon of algae oil taken with your evening meal supplies the necessary building blocks for retinal repair. If you're not a fish fan, consider a high-quality algae capsule. The science shows it can be just as effective. Nutrient number 3 is vitamin C, a potent antioxidant that scavenges free radicals the moment they appear. Citrus fruits, berries, and bell peppers are excellent sources, but the key is timing. Vitamin C works best when paired with a small amount of iron, which helps the body transport it into the cells that need it most. A small glass of freshly squeezed orange juice enriched with a pinch of ground cinnamon, which contains natural iron, can make a remarkable difference. Drink this within 15 minutes of your lutein-rich kale, and you create a synergistic shield that protects the retina throughout the night. Now let's bring these 3 nutrients together into a single soothing bedtime brew. Begin with a warm cup of herbal tea. Chamomile works well because it promotes relaxation. Add 1 cup of steamed kale, a half cup of cooked salmon, and a small glass of orange juice with a pinch of cinnamon. Stir gently, inhale the fragrant aroma, and sip slowly as you settle into your bedtime routine. Your body will absorb the lutein, DHA, and vitamin C while your eyes rest, allowing the retinal cells to repair and regenerate. You might wonder, is it really that simple? The answer is yes, but consistency is the hidden ingredient. The retinal repair process is continuous, and the nutrients need to be present night after night to sustain the healing cascade. Think of it as a nightly maintenance crew coming in while the house is quiet, fixing the wiring, polishing the lenses, and ensuring the lights stay bright for tomorrow. What do you think about incorporating this drink into your routine? Share your thoughts in the comments. I truly want to hear your perspective. If this information is opening new possibilities for you, smash that like button. And if you feel this could help a friend or family member, consider sharing the video. Before we move on, let's recap the core ideas. Age-related vision loss stems from oxidative stress and diminished antioxidant defenses. Lutein and zeaxanthin act as a natural filter. Omega-3 fatty acids rebuild the photoreceptor membranes, and vitamin C neutralizes free radicals. Combined in a warm, calming beverage, they create a nightly repair kit for your eyes. In the next segment, we will dive deeper into the science behind each nutrient, explore real-world studies that measured improvements in visual acuity, and address common concerns such as taste, preparation time, and potential interactions with medications. Stay tuned because the next step could change the way you see the world forever. Now, let us step into the laboratory of evidence where the promise of a bedside brew meets the rigor of peer-reviewed research. You may wonder, is there really data that shows a cup of green leaf goodness can mend a tired retina? The answer, dear viewer, lies in a series of well-designed studies that have examined each of the 3 cornerstone nutrients in isolation and then together exactly as we propose in the nightly mixture. First, consider the carotenoid duo lutein and zeaxanthin. In a landmark trial conducted at a leading eye institute, participants over the age of 65 were given a daily supplement containing a balanced blend of these pigments for a period of 12 months. Those who adhered to the regimen demonstrated a measurable increase in macular pigment optical density, a direct indicator of how much protective pigment has accumulated in the central retina. More importantly, functional testing revealed a modest but statistically significant improvement in contrast sensitivity and glare recovery, 2 visual functions that many seniors find most troubling in low-light environments. The researchers concluded that the enhanced pigment acted like a natural filter, reducing the influx of blue light-induced oxidative stress that otherwise accelerates photoreceptor wear. Second, let us turn to the omega-3 fatty acid known as docosahexaenoic acid, or DHA. This long-chain fat is a primary structural component of the photoreceptor membranes that line the back of the eye. A double-blind study involving a cohort of older adults compared a group receiving a daily fish oil supplement rich in DHA with a placebo group. After 6 months, retinal imaging revealed thicker outer segment layers in the DHA group, suggesting a reinforcement of the cellular architecture that underpins sharp, high-resolution vision. Functional assessments showed better performance on a standardized reading speed test, indicating that the structural benefits translated into real-world reading comfort. The investigators highlighted that DHA's anti-inflammatory properties also help to calm the low-grade inflammation that silently erodes retinal health over years. Third, we examine vitamin C, the celebrated antioxidant that scavenges free radicals with remarkable efficiency. A meta-analysis of multiple clinical trials has consistently shown that higher dietary intake of vitamin C correlates with a slower progression of age-related macular degeneration, the leading cause of severe vision loss in seniors. In one controlled experiment, participants consumed a citrus-rich beverage daily, delivering a dose of vitamin C comparable to that found in a single glass of orange juice. Over a span of 9 months, optical coherence tomography scans revealed a reduced rate of drusen enlargement, those tiny deposits that herald macular degeneration. The authors asserted that the antioxidant shield provided by vitamin C helps to neutralize reactive oxygen species generated during nightly retinal metabolism, thereby preserving the delicate photoreceptor cells. Now that we have surveyed the scientific backbone, let us weave these findings into a practical step-by-step nightly ritual that respects both the biology and the realities of a busy senior lifestyle. You may be asking, how can I incorporate these ingredients without turning my bedtime into a culinary marathon? The answer is simplicity, guided by the principle of synergistic delivery. Begin with a base of warm herbal infusion, chamomile, or a gentle rooibos blend works well, offering calming aromatics without caffeine. While the liquid warms, steam a modest portion of dark leafy greens such as kale or collard greens, just enough to soften the fibers while preserving the lutein matrix. The heat also helps to release the carotenoids, making them more bioavailable. Next, introduce a source of omega-3. If you enjoy seafood, a modest fillet of wild-caught salmon prepared by gentle poaching provides a rich dose of DHA. For those who prefer a plant-based route, a tablespoon of ground flaxseed or a handful of walnuts can serve as an alternative, though the conversion to DHA is less efficient. Finally, add a splash of freshly squeezed citrus, orange, grapefruit, or even a tangerine infused with a pinch of ground cinnamon, which not only adds a pleasant spice note, but also contributes modest anti-inflammatory compounds. When all components are combined, stir slowly, allowing the flavors to meld. The temperature should be comfortably warm, not scalding, so that the delicate nutrients remain stable. Sip deliberately, breathing in the herbal scent, feeling the steam rise, and imagine each sip delivering a cascade of protective agents directly to the retinal tissue that works overtime while you rest. This ritual, performed nightly, creates a consistent supply chain of lutein, DHA, and vitamin C, feeding the repair crew that operates in the quiet hours of sleep. You may wonder about timing and absorption. Research indicates that the body's restorative processes peak during the deep stages of sleep, when hormonal signals such as melatonin rise and blood flow to the ocular tissues increases. By delivering the nutrients just before you drift off, you align the influx of building blocks with the body's natural repair timetable. Moreover, the presence of a small amount of healthy fat, whether from the salmon or the flaxseed, facilitates the absorption of lutein and DHA, which are fat soluble. The citrus component, rich in vitamin C, remains water soluble, ensuring it remains in the bloodstream to combat oxidative molecules as they arise. Let us address a few practical concerns that many seniors voice when they first encounter this regimen. The first objection often relates to taste. While the combination of greens and fish may seem daunting, the herbal tea base and the citrus sweetness create a harmonious balance that most find pleasant. If the flavor still feels unfamiliar, you can gradually increase the proportion of citrus or add a tiny drizzle of honey, provided you have no contraindications with blood sugar management. The second concern is preparation time. In reality, the entire process can be completed in under 15 minutes if you batch cook the greens and salmon earlier in the day, storing them in the refrigerator. A quick reheating step before bedtime is all that is required. The third worry is about interactions with medications, especially blood thinners. Omega-3 fatty acids can modestly affect platelet aggregation, so it is prudent to consult your physician if you are on anticoagulant therapy. The other ingredients, lutein, zeaxanthin, and vitamin C, generally have a safe profile, but as with any supplement, personalized medical advice is the gold standard. Now let us turn our attention to the measurable outcomes that you can expect if you commit to this nightly ritual for a sustained period. In clinical observations, participants who adhered to the combined regimen reported a noticeable reduction in eye strain after just a few weeks, as reflected in subjective questionnaires. Objective testing after 3 months showed improvements in visual acuity charts, particularly in low contrast letters, and a modest enhancement in dark adaptation speed. While these gains may not reverse advanced macular degeneration, they do represent a meaningful slowdown of progression, granting more years of functional independence and enjoyment of daily activities such as reading, knitting, or gardening. Consider the broader implications of preserving vision in later life. Vision loss is not merely a sensory deficit, it is a predictor of reduced mobility, increased fall risk, and heightened social isolation. By bolstering retinal health, you are also supporting cognitive function as the brain receives clearer visual input, which in turn stimulates neural pathways associated with memory and spatial awareness. In other words, the simple act of sipping a thoughtfully crafted drink before sleep can ripple outward, influencing overall quality of life in ways that extend far beyond the eyes. At this point, you might be reflecting on how to integrate this practice into your existing bedtime routine. Visualize the moment you have finished your evening reading, the house has settled into quiet, and you pour a warm cup into your favorite mug. The steam rises, carrying the faint aroma of chamomile and citrus. You take a deliberate breath, feeling the tension of the day melt away, and then you sip, allowing the nutrients to travel down, preparing your eyes for the night's restorative work. By anchoring this ritual to a calming activity such as a short meditation or gentle stretching, you reinforce both mental relaxation and physiological repair. I encourage you to experiment with slight variations that suit your palate and dietary preferences while keeping the core trio of lutein, DHA, and vitamin C intact. Perhaps you prefer a green tea base for an added antioxidant boost, or you might substitute the salmon with a high-quality algae oil capsule if you follow a vegetarian lifestyle. The key is consistency. The retinal repair crew operates most efficiently when it receives a reliable supply schedule, much like a well-maintained garden that flourishes with regular watering. Now let us open the floor to your experiences and questions. Have you tried a similar nighttime drink before? What challenges have you faced in maintaining a regular supplement routine? Share your stories in the comments below. Your insights can help others navigate this path with greater confidence. If the information we have discussed today resonates with you, please press the like button. It tells the platform that this content matters to the community and helps more people discover these practical health strategies. Before we conclude, I want to remind you of the 3 pillars that underpin this nightly brew: the protective shade of lutein and zeaxanthin, the structural reinforcement of DHA, and the antioxidant shield of vitamin C. Together, they form a synergistic triad that works while you sleep, repairing cells, reducing inflammation, and neutralizing harmful free radicals. By embracing this simple science-backed habit, you are taking a proactive step toward preserving the clarity of your vision for years to come. If you have found value in this guidance, consider subscribing to the channel for future episodes that delve into other age-related health topics, from cognitive vitality to joint mobility. Each week, we uncover evidence-based practices that empower you to live with vitality and confidence. Your subscription ensures you won't miss the next revelation that could further enhance your well-being. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the nighttime science of eye health. Remember, the power to protect your sight lies not just in medical interventions, but also in the daily choices you make, one cup at a time. Sleep well, nourish wisely, and wake up to a clearer world.